Ever wondered what's the difference between a llama and an alpaca? Well, you're in for a treat as we delve into the world of these adorable, fluffy creatures. Llamas, or llama glama, are considerably larger than alpacas, also known as Vicugna pacos. An adult llama can tip the scales at a whopping 450 pounds, while an adult alpaca usually weighs in at a much lighter 175 pounds. Their faces are another telltale difference. Llamas sport long faces and tall, curving ears that stand straight up. On the other hand, alpacas have shorter muzzles and small, V-shaped ears, giving them a more rounded, compact look. Now let's talk alpacas. They come in two distinct types: the fluffy, woolly huacayas that you just want to snuggle with, and the suris, whose fine fleece flows downward, resembling a horse's mane. Despite their similarities, it's easy to tell them apart once you know what to look for. What do these fluffy creatures eat, you might ask? Well, llamas and alpacas maintain their size and strength by munching on their greens. Both animals are grazers, with alpacas having a preference for soft grasses, while llamas have a more varied palate that includes grasses and shrubs. Now let's talk about how they digest this plant matter. Like cows, both llamas and alpacas ruminate, which means they chew their cud. This is partially digested plant matter that is regurgitated from their stomachs to be chewed and swallowed once more. But here's a fun fact. While cows, like all true ruminants, have 4 stomachs, llamas and alpacas only have 3. They are considered modified ruminants or pseudo-ruminants. So both llamas and alpacas are essentially vegetarian, and they have unique ways of digesting their food. Did you know there are no wild llamas or alpacas? That's because both are descendants of camelids, whose lineage can be traced back to North America, around 40 million years ago. These hardy ancestors began a southward sojourn about 3 million years ago, and by the end of the last ice age, around 11 to 12,000 years ago, North America bid farewell to its last camelids. The migrant animals that reached South America evolved into 2 distinct species over time, the guanacos and vicugnas. Today's llamas are the domesticated form of the guanacos, while alpacas were tamed from the vicugnas. The exact timeline and means of their domestication are still topics of intense debate among scientists. However, both animals start appearing in the fossil record approximately 7,000 years ago. This suggests that Andean people might have started using them as pack animals and for other purposes around that time. So, llamas and alpacas have been serving humans for thousands of years. These creatures have a rich cultural history, particularly in Incan society. Alpacas, for instance, were highly esteemed for their fleece, so much so that only royalty had the privilege of wearing it. To this day, an alpaca fleece sweater or blanket is considered a luxury item, a testament to its enduring appeal. Llamas, on the other hand, were fundamental to the daily life of the Inca. They were versatile creatures, providing food and fiber for clothing. Their strength allowed them to carry up to 130 pounds along the steep and rocky mountain passes, making them indispensable. They were even used as guardians for other animals, and their dung was an excellent fertilizer. However, their worth was such that they were often used as sacrificial animals, second only to humans in terms of sacrificial value. These animals were not just livestock, they were integral parts of the societies they lived in. Ever heard the rumor that llamas and alpacas spit? Well, rest easy, because it's not as common as you might think. It's true, these camelids have been known to launch a loogie, but it's not a behavior they typically display towards humans. More often than not, these spectacular incidents occur amongst their own kind. You see, spitting is a way for llamas and alpacas to express annoyance or establish dominance within their herd. It's their version of a sternly worded letter. They're not doing it to be mean. They're just trying to maintain order. And don't worry, they're not exactly the silent, stealthy types. If a llama or alpaca is annoyed enough to spit, you'll likely get a warning first. They'll pin their ears back, stretch out their neck, and give a few huffing sounds. Consider this your cue to step back and give them some space. So next time you encounter a llama or an alpaca, remember, they're more likely to spit at each other